Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the History of Fan Anime. I'm your host, William Chow, and in today's episode, I'm going to get into some more fan letters. Now, these are fan letters I'm going to grab this time around is basically the old concept of fans who are trying to start their fan club, or their sort of a group of anime fans getting together to basically enjoy and show anime and let other people see the anime that they're getting. Okay. And part of the reason why I want to get into this sort of topic is that this sort of the whole entire concept of an anime viewing, some time where people got together to watch anime. That, of course, that's sort of now a lost art, obviously, because with the internet the way it is, people can watch the anime at their own convenience, at their own time, sort of on demand, right? But of course, in the days of when basically the internet wasn't as fast, the physical, copy of a video or of a particular media was important, because obviously it was harder to distribute, harder to show, and to express this type of anime out there. Okay, and so I'm gonna go through a couple of letters and that kind of stuff, which kind of sort of illustrates what we had to do, and the type of atmosphere, and the type of atmosphere that these clubs have, and the things that the people had to go through to get their clubs to work. All right, so let's begin. Okay, so first what I'm going to start is a letter that I got from the Trout Lake Community Center. All right, now this is of significance because we used to hold our club meetings in a public community center. And so one of the community centers that we went to was the Trout Lake Community Center, because they actually had a TV on a on this entertainment system. That's a whole new story. I'll probably have to make another episode just about that. But basically, so instead of just gathering, in order to have a gathering of such sort that's in a public space, we had to go and rent this place. So this community center, as it says here, the Trout Lake Recreational Complex has recently established a rental committee. So before this, they didn't even have rentals to clubs per se. To set up rates and policies regarding rental fees in space at the center. The current rates of the rental for meetings and small groups and daytime social gatherings is $10 an hour. So you go there, and I think our meetings were from noon to 5 or something. So it'd be like $50 or something just to go there and rent some space, and then we could basically show anime to to basically the fan group that we were trying to start, the Vancouver Japanese Animation Club. And this was going back as far as 1992, when the community center just sort of made this committee. Again, the community center was around for a lot longer before then, but this is, I guess, the first time they've actually done that. And then also, if you continue reading the text on it, it says in the middle there, groups who are unable to pay this rate may apply for further rate reduction by submitting a written request along with supporting material on the background of the group, number of members, program purpose, and etc. to the rental committee. So theoretically, if you felt that your group is so sufficiently small and beginning or fledgling enough that you need some income assistance, you could actually knock that $10 an hour down to probably a lot less, or maybe half or whatever. Or maybe you're like a very, very, very special interest group that you're doing a community service of some sort. Then you could actually get it, maybe possibly for free, and basically, you're providing some sort of community service. Then you could actually get some free space, and then you can play anime and that kind of stuff all day. But again, we didn't do that, so that was kind of an option that was available back then. Okay, here's a letter from John Hearns from Oakville, Ontario. trying to start up his anime club. For a few months now, my friends and I have been trying to get an anime and manga fan club off the ground, but we're having trouble getting our hands on any animation beyond the titles that are commercially available. There's only so many times that we can watch Akira and Bubblegum Crisis before we really get restless. After sifting through some fanzines, I kept noticing your name and read about the subtitle tapes that you and your club offer. I would appreciate it immensely if you could send a copy of Patlabor the movie and Record of Lotus Wars #1. Okay, now I have a letter from Mike Neifert in Dartmouth, New Jersey. Also talking about his animation club. Having seen a recent list of the animation your group has made available, it has become general consensus among my own local fan group. It's called the Metro Science Fiction Society. Again, this time a lot of the anime clubs and that kind of stuff got melded with either the comic book club or the science fiction societies and that kind of stuff. That we should order from you. Much of this anime is unavailable to us in the general run of events, and subtitling is also an added bonus. And what he basically means by that is that at this time, a lot of these fan clubs, even if they could get some anime, a lot of times it was just straight Japanese, no English dub, no subtitles. So they were just watching it, straight in Japanese with no translation, and they're just flying in the dark with the stuff. I personally have ordered from you before, and I was surprised. I was impressed with the quality of the product I received. That being said, I would like to order the following, and they've ordered Patlabor P1 and P2, which is basically the way that the laser discs were formatted was in these Patlabor P series things, where they give you the first P series OVA, and then episodes 1, 2, and 3 from the TV series, and then of course P2 would be the second OVA, and then episodes 4, 5, and 6. Freya, the Legend of Leon, Soul Bianca, and Kimigura Orange Road, which is our staple OVA that we got. So a good mixture of anime there. Okay, a letter from Kong Chow out of New York. This is another letter on subtitling and a local animation club that someone runs. A friend of mine owns an Amiga 500 and a Genlock, which is what we used to do the original subtitling for Orange Road the first time around, before we switched over to the Mac. Do you have a shareware program that is similar to what the Rama project did in terms of subtitling from the top, middle, and bottom by placing words on different screen? Again, that was the process that we did use. I think we used something like Turbo Titler or something like that on the Amiga, but of course, we had to have a custom piece of software written on the Mac side. Another friend of mine runs a local animation club here in Manhattan. Can I give to my friend to show some of your shows at the meeting? Will you or your subtitling group be going to Anime Expo 93, being held in Oakland, California? Yes, we did. That was one of the one that we went to San Diego Comic Con in 92 to get Kenichi Sonoda's signature, and then the next year they were doing the promo for Anime Expo 93. I am working on an animation magazine with a local club. Our club is called the AFA, the Animation Fantasy Association, which is working on a commercial magazine. I look forward to any contributions such as fan artwork or articles such as synopses of a particular show. The first issue is out in some comic book shops in the East Coast of the United States, and will gradually be distributed to the rest of the country and Canada as well. After issue 4 is out, the company will start paying $40 for a 4-page article to freelance writers. Look well, I look forward to hearing from you. So again, this is not only a anime club, but it's also going forward and doing publishing and getting their fanzines in a more commercial form and making it sort of available to everyone across the whole entire country. Okay, and the last one here I'm going to do is a letter from William Benecki out of Boise, Idaho. Okay, and he starts, Hi, William. We have talked to each other previously via email thanks to the needed information on Arctic animation. I am a grad student in Idaho trying to start up a club. So, if you kind of remember that scene out of the OC where Seth is trying to start his comic book club inside his school. This is probably what this kind of feels like, right? Comic stores are very few here and have never heard of the word anime or let alone subtitled videos, which are thus non-existent here. And that's always the big problem when at this time trying to get anime started. It's just a lot of places are just so remote. They have virtually nothing that resembles anime. Sure, comic books and that stuff, sure, and things like science fiction stuff, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, sure, but nothing in the way of anime anyway. And then he skips on and goes, okay, and then at the bottom here he goes, the subtitled anime I want are 3 tapes are Patlabor, the movie, Patlabor P1, and Patlabor P2. So basically, he wants all the Patlabor stuff and whatnot, and he usually continues on and says, if you can fit anything else on the subtitle or not on the tapes, that would be great. And then basically, what it is that, of course, that these tapes, can record up to 2 hours worth of video. The episodes themselves are about 22 minutes each when you get the opening and ending, and the credits and that kind of stuff, and the coming next episode type of thing. So you can get a little bit of space still left to throw in a little bit of stuff, and so usually on a lot of my tapes, I'll have some promos, some AMVs, and that kind of stuff all thrown in there, so that might be able to give you some suggestions for some other animes that you want to have look at, just by looking at the AMV, for example. Okay, the next letter is from Stephen Lynn out of Chantilly, Virginia. And it goes, my name is Steve, and I live in the U.S. Like you, I am an avid anime fan. I saw your ad in the Porticulture Addicts Volume 15 and would like to order some copies. So again, because of some of the anime that some of our fans over in Quebec have been ordering, they threw in some fan information about how to get fan subs and that kind of stuff for my fan subbing group inside their magazine that they were producing called Porticulture Addicts out of Quebec. And so obviously this in issue 15 they managed to see that the advertisement that was in that magazine, and they sent me a letter from that, and this is from that letter that Stephen has sent me here. And basically he goes and asks for some animes that he is interested in. He's asking for all volumes of the Orange Road TV series, an extra tape for the Orange Road OVA, and the Mugitate OVAs. He's also went for Patlabor P1, Soul Bianca, Ariel 1 and 2, which is a really funny series that a lot of people have missed, and of course Assemble Insert, another sort of done by the same kind of concept as Patlabor. Assemble Insert is another really cool one there. He continues, I would really like to thank you for your service that you're providing, and I commend you. If you like any Japanese animation music, I have several on CD. I'd be glad to make you copies. And basically, not just anime, movies and TV series and that kind of stuff were transferred on VHS tapes. Audio cassettes were also the big thing for basically transferring sound and music and the soundtracks, because again, those things were also very, very, very hard to get. And of course, as time went on, we went on and we traded a lot of anime cassettes and that kind of stuff back and forth. And then over time, all the favorite shows and that kind of stuff that I had on anime cassettes I eventually ended up buying all the CDs and that kind of stuff for them. Especially a lot of things like Orange Road, Pat Labor, and a lot of my favorite series like that. I went on to buying all the CDs and that kind of stuff, and built a very large collection of anime and Japanese music CDs. Okay, so that was some of the stories I'll go through in my family. There's this episode anyway. There's a heck of a lot more to go through. So definitely you want to go down below and click like and click subscribe and get more of those episodes when they come out. Okay. And the other thing I really kind of I wanted to sort of reflect on that, and it just sort of came up in one of my comments, is that I remember when we were doing our meetings out at Truck Lake. um, we're watching the anime on the tiny little TV in the room, right? And then I remember we made a comment to saying that man, you know only if we could get Dragon Ball on TV, and then we could watch Dragon Ball like Saturday, like a Saturday morning cartoon, or maybe when we got home from school or whatever at 3 o'clock. There's that little period between like 3 o'clock and and the 6 o'clock news. They'd be like anime, right? So that as soon as you get back from school, the kids could then watch anime, and we'd be like, wouldn't it be great if we had Dragon Ball there, right? And you can see that, and of course sometimes you gotta be careful what you wish for, because that's exactly what happened. We got Dragon Ball and Gundam Wing and Sailor Moon and all these great shows, that then Inuyasha. We got all these shows on TV, and then of course that meant the end of the fan club as we know it. And basically that's sort of when basically all the whole concept of a fan club sort of disappeared, and basically the whole entire thing went online. And of course that sort of personal sort of experience of community just disappeared at that time too. So yeah, sometimes you got sometimes you gotta be careful what you wish for, right? So again, go down below, click like, click subscribe, and get more episodes when I get them out. Okay. So until next time, see you again.